probably fast forwarding a few years into the exciting times where you co-founded Foodpanda. I believe you scaled the venture to 28 countries within 12 months. So if you could take us back to those early days and to share how you achieved that hypergrowth and perhaps the learnings that you had there.
Sure. Yeah, so I joined Foodpanda in 2012, and Foodpanda was a Rocket Internet venture, and Rocket is, as you're probably familiar with, it's this large German business incubator that is not the most creative, but they're very good in kind of like copying successful models and bringing them to new geographies. And so I was, at the time I was working for Credit Suisse, in-house consulting, and I was approached by Rocket Internet, and they offered me basically to become a co-founder of this food delivery business in Asia. And I was like, sounds exciting because, I had another company after that, web design company that I just shared, and I actually wanted to go back into entrepreneurship. So it was great, to have been given this opportunity by Rocket Internet. And I was like, okay, I can take a chance and just like try and see where this would take me. If it doesn't work out, I can always go back to Credit Suisse. It's much cheaper to hire me back than to hire a new,
Right.
consultant.
Right.
And so, I quit Credit Suisse and moved to Asia. I could pick one out of 5 countries that Rocket offered me. So I chose Thailand. After 3 months, I was moved to Singapore. So I was one of the 3 co-founders of Foodpanda. I was global COO, and the task was basically just copy Seamless, Grubhub, Just Eat. Don't be creative. Just copy whatever like works for these guys, and develop a website that looks and feels similar, but has a bit of a different branding. We had actually surveys where we asked people about the brand, what brand they like. So people liked Foodpanda most, so we went with Foodpanda. And so I had my IT team in Portugal, and they just had like these 3 websites open: that Seamless, Grubhub, Just Eat open, and just went through like sort of, okay, what's a user onboarding? What kind of information do they ask? How do they do the restaurants listing? How do they present the menus? And so, we weren't very creative in that way in terms of like reinventing the wheel, but we just took something that was successful in a different geography, and we brought it to Southeast Asia. And so we started in 5 countries in Southeast Asia first. It was first English only. Very quickly, we needed to localize then, because we just realized that in Thailand, Indonesia particularly, if you just go with English, then it's really, really hard. The expat community is too small to really build a business. And we had very aggressive, growth numbers given to us by Rocket Internet. So they had basically the growth plan, the business plan, and it just went like, parabolic up. And, we had no product, no operations, no customer service, like nothing was in place. No customers. Like we had to kind of like introduce this concept of food delivery to the region because there were hardly any professional food delivery companies. And so it took a lot of effort to educate the market, educate the customers, like build this whole kind of like machine. Even though it was a template, but we still had to build this machine. And so, we started very kind of like hands-on. We just hired like random people. We worked out of a co-working space, but then, we realized, okay, we need to accelerate. So in order to hit our growth targets, we had to expand, we had to hire more people. So we hired 500 people, within 12 months. We expanded, as I said, like to 28 countries. I was, line manager of the team in Thailand, Vietnam, in my IT team in Portugal, the team in Colombia.
Incredible.
Like the other side of the world. Like, I was traveling all the time, and so we've built this company very quickly. We were just, given kind of like a budget by Rocket and said, okay, here's the budget, here's the template, and here are your 2 co-founders in a way. And now you guys off you go, and if you don't perform or deliver, then there's going to be other consultants waiting that we hire out of BCG or McKinsey or wherever, and they're going to take your spot.
Pressure's
So we had
on.
a personal pressure on us to really be able to deliver, right?